Here we go. Welcome to the pod! Welcome to the pod! What's up, everybody? This is The Quad with Chris Young. As always, I'm Chris. We have Haley the Bear.
Grr.
No, we'll get into that. And producer Josh.
Good morning, everybody.
And unfortunately, this week, Ryan is unavailable yet again.
He's out there making moves.
He's making moves. He's making big moves. He's making things that we will be able to announce very soon that are very exciting, and we are very proud of him. That being said, we're going to dunk all over his NFL football team.
And unfortunately for him, he picked the wrong week to not show up and defend himself.
He cannot defend himself. He will be at the mercy of us just annihilatingly destroying his lack of a football team this week.
I love that. But before we get there, would you like to know the poll? Because I already have it pulled up.
Oh my God, Josh, it's like you're prepared.
You're doing great at your job.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The poll was, the hot take was, do you, comma, on a regular basis, comma, buy Tootsie Rolls?
I mean, okay.
And the overwhelming majority, 78%, said no, they do not.
Well,
Exactly.
Except for this month, you do.
That's not the same thing.
I have them at my house. That's all I'm saying.
They're cheap and you're giving them away for free. So
You're giving them away for free anyway. That's what Halloween is.
Do
you charge?
He's not wrong.
Do you charge people when they come over to your
no,
house?
but what I'm saying is
Trick or treat. You're like, that'll be $5.
$20.
This
no,
is
I'm saying
build
that's
back
why
better.
that's why you're getting, because you're giving away candy for free. You're getting the cheap candy that comes with a lot, and that's the little Tootsie Rolls, and you just give them a handful, and you're like, here's crappy chocolate.
I mean, it's universally
Whoa,
crappy.
whoa.
Hold on, all
Hang
chocolate
on.
is great.
Yeah, you're going a bit too far.
Still not the same as like a Twix bar.
But you get more of it when you're seven.
It's like,
hang on.
When you're seven, you're not judging the quality. You're judging the quantity. Period.
yeah, I wanted to fill it, and then and I'd take a couple months to eat my candy, and
It's a couple months.
yeah, I was
No
a
wonder you didn't
rationer.
like it. No, okay.
I was a rationer. I wanted my
It's like
candy
6
to
hours,
last.
and then I stay up
That's
for 2 days.
irrational, is what that is.
Yeah.
But I had almost a full pillowcase of candy.
That's great. Sounds like a really
And
fun
half
week.
of it was Tootsie Rolls that I threw away.
It's really funny because you get older and then you're like, oh man, how did I do that? How?
The human metabolism, ages 7 through 14, just
It
unbelievable.
is completely nuclear.
Yeah,
It's
it was
insane.
20,000 calories and like 800,000 grams of sugar, and we survived.
Let's go to
Kind
music.
of.
Let's go to music.
Kind of.
Music.
We survived, kind of. By the way, speaking of music, when did you get home?
What day is it? I don't know. Where am I?
You have a look on your face that I recognize very well, and it is you were exhausted.
I got home with plenty of time. I got home Sunday afternoon. We are officially done with the tour. We have one show left. Same show with you.
Same show.
In November down in Florida. I got home with plenty of time. We had it was a rough drive the first night, and so you're in the sleep deficit.
Where were you driving through?
We drove to, where am I? I don't know.
What state am I in?
What state? Where were these shows? We drove to Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Oh God, yeah, I know what show you played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The casino out on
yeah.
the cement little guy. It was great. It was fine. But we had a rough drive that night, and so when you start with a deficit of sleep,
You can't catch up.
your whole weekend is kind of shot because then
You're
know
done. You're done.
it's late nights and early mornings, and then whatever. But
That's not what anybody wants.
shout out to our guy, former Chicago Bears tight end Zach Miller showed up to the show.
Hey,
Said hi.
there you
So,
go.
We miss you, Zach.
Good dude. Also has put out some music, as it turns out.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Anyway, so yeah, that was my weekend. What did you play? Where were you,
dude? I have a charity event tonight. Obviously, yesterday was the anniversary of Route 91, so I don't book shows on that day. But I did get a chance to do something really fun. I went to the People's Choice Country Awards on Thursday. I got to intro KB for his performance, and then I also got to stand on stage and talk about the moment that I got invited to become an Opry member with
really
a bunch
fun.
of the other members of the Opry. So that was really cool, and it was a great night. It's always a bit hectic when you have shows like that. That was the first one ever.
Yeah, People's Choice Country, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very different, when it's the first one they've ever done. And so people were very panicked and scrambling, and since I was not performing, I was not. I dressed up in a suit and went and hung out with my friends.
They go, hey, go up there on stage. Like, cool.
Everybody was freaking out. I was like, no, we're good, guys. We're good.
Yeah, I had a bunch of people asking me questions about it, and I was like, I have no idea. This is the first one.
Yeah.
They're like, are there I see places that are closed. Are there after parties? And I'm like, probably. I don't know.
Statistically, sure.
Yeah, but it's not like it's the other award shows at big arenas. This is at the Opry. It's the first time. I have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah. It was really, they did a really good job. And shout out, because it's wild that I still run into people that worked on like Nashville Star, that worked on that show, that are camera people or just people backstage. And I'm like, hey, how are you?
That's amazing.
Yeah. Like 18 years later.
Kids going to college now.
That's insane, man.
Career's
It's
going to college,
insane.
my guy.
It's in this glow up phase right now. So, big shout out. As always, I will shamelessly plug my own song, Young Love and Saturday Nights. Thank you guys. They actually played that when I walked on stage.
Amazing.
And I got the phone call of, hey, did we get an approval for them to use that? Because they played like a lot of it. And I was like, I didn't write it, remember?
Right.
And they were like, oh.
Like,
That's true.
that
You
checks
produced
out.
it, you sang it, but you didn't write it. Got it. Understood. But it was really exciting to have that be on TV and have that be out there. And I believe the official ad date is this week, next week.
Man.
So fingers crossed, hoping for a really, really big day that we can celebrate.
Let's go.
I'm obviously dressed for like, I was laughing, as I knocked my mic over. I was laughing with Josh when I walked in. I'm dressed to go straight from here to the gym. I'm recording something with DeStefano, and then I have to change and get ready for a charity event that I'm doing tonight with David Tolliver.
Yeah.
That he does that golf tournament every year, and I play. But when you're in gym clothes, it's not the same thing as when I wear jeans. I have a lot of stuff in my pockets.
Spoiler, we don't have purses, and so we put it all in our pockets.
When you're a dude, no.
Let me mansplain being a man to you.
Right. Oh, my God. They'll get us in trouble. Stop it.
When you're a male.
Oh, God. So I basically was just trying to keep my shorts not at my knees the entire morning because I have everything like shoved in my pockets, and it's going to be a long day, but it's going to be a good day. This is the best way to start it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I noticed you have your Core Water over there.
Core Water brought to you by Core Hydration. Perfectly balanced pH purified water with electrolytes and minerals for taste, approximately 7.4. I myself drink a Core Water at least once a day, if not twice.
Same. I bring it with me to every workout. We are not sponsored by Core. Core, this is your chance. This is an opportunity for
This
you.
is us shooting our shot.
This is if Travis Kelce can date Taylor
Oh,
Swift.
no!
Can I go one day?
Oh, my God.
Core Water and us can.
I got asked about it on the Cowboys call that I do with KSCS. They go, we got to ask you. And I'm like, well, I don't have any interest in
Don't
knowing
care.
what it's like to date Travis Kelce. Sorry.
It sounds like it'd be fun. I don't know.
Jesus.
Because it doesn't sound fun to date Taylor Swift.
Oh, God. What are you listening to? Hello.
Also sounds fun.
You're going to get songs written about you.
I would love that. Oh, yeah, we are in music. Okay, wait, hold on. Before we get there. If they break up.
Oh, God. There's a whole album.
There's a whole album. What do you think the first song named after? Like, is it?
There was. I found this on TikTok the other day. There was a guy that made he preemptively made the first song for Taylor's record. Mm-hmm. Did you see this?
I think so. What did he call it?
So good.
He was like, I was headed for a touchdown. He's like, we were at the 50, we were at the 40, we were at the 30.
I think I saw this. Yeah. What was the name of it?
I can't remember. And
it was so good.
Intercepted?
Yes,
Intercepted. Yes.
That's got to be that's so good.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
It was hilarious. Like, shout out. I'm so sorry for not giving you proper credit, whoever made that. But it was fantastic. It just made me laugh.
Yeah. I don't think she can't call a song Tight End. Right? I feel like
I don't know. It's Taylor Swift. She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, you're right. All right, sorry. What do we listen to?
Yeah.
I'll go first. So one of the jokes on tour, it's not a joke, this is my life, is that I'm a huge Creed fan. Everyone knows this about me. It's not something I hide. I own it proudly. And one of our crew members had never listened to Alter Bridge.
Shut up.
Yeah. And I was like, you mean Creed?
That's not real.
You mean Creed with another lead singer?
Yeah.
And he's like, nah. So I pulled up.
You had to show him.
I had to show him some Alter Bridge and Open Your Eyes from 2004, which is just an incredible, incredible song. So it's Miles Kennedy from Marvelous 3, who then was the lead singer. He was also at the end, if you ever saw the movie Rockstar, he's the guy that gets pulled up on stage at the end to sing for Mark Wahlberg.
Yep.
Also Miles Kennedy. But anyway, Open Your Eyes by Alter Bridge is my pick for this week.
This is going to be a very interesting week for anybody that has just started following the podcast and you don't know what we're doing right now, because when we do a What Are You Listening To, some weeks it's very normal, and this week it is not going to be, obviously, just from that being the jumping off point to what I'm going to, which is Good Day by Nappy Roots.
Wow, we really took a left turn there.
Yeah. It was an awesome song.
I mean, where do you go from Alter Bridge, honestly?
I mean, yeah, honestly. Who throws a shoe?
Who throws a shoe, honestly? All right.
If you don't know what that quote is, you need to watch more movies.
I'm sorry you missed out on the early 2000s and late 90s.
Bear, what do you got?
I'm actually becoming a really big fan of this artist. She's from London, but Ray, I know I've brought up one of her other songs before, but the more and more I keep listening to her, I really like her. But Escapism is the next one. If you go listen to it, I'm sure you may have heard it recently, because she's also starting to become very popular. But yeah, Ray. The song is Escapism.
Another reason why you should always listen to our podcast. I'm about to play you.
Yeah, you are.
Something that I'm not supposed to play.
We're going to get this to work today. This is going to work.
Is this going to work?
It's going to work. I think it doesn't work on phone calls, but I think it works on music.
That's weird. Why?
I'm sure it's some Apple something.
Oh, that's a new... Nope, it's the new one.
Oh, yeah, I can't. I updated my phone.
No!
I updated my phone.
Just take this and just...
You finally get it
out of here.
Okay, by the way, I'm so sorry. You were with such confidence.
I was so ready to go.
Oh my God! All right, for anyone that also has not been,
we got to order a new one.
We have to get the USB-C connection because now I updated my phone. Right. Which, by the way, shout out! I love so much. Have you updated your phone?
Not to the newest one, no,
dude. You just set them together now.
Yeah. They jump. Yeah. They did it on. It's the latest software app.
Yeah. It's amazing. Thank you for doing that, because I would literally have to back it up to my computer because old man tinfoil hat. I'm like, I don't want people having my songs and my music before they're supposed to have it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would always do the transfer at my house. And the fact that I could just sit the phones next to each other and they did it, I don't care that it took 2.5 hours. It was perfect.
It's amazing.
Everything works. All my stuff's logged into.
Okay, purchase USB-C to 1/8 inch.
I'm sorry.
Buy
buddy.
now.
I'm sorry.
I can expense this, right?
Yes, you
Okay,
can.
great.
You can expense.
$9.82. I'll turn in the receipt.
So I guess you're going to have to put
I'm gonna just play it off. Look, so I wrote with Phil Collins from Def Leppard,
Not Phil Collins.
not Phil Collins,
Don't confuse.
Just to be clear,
which
which would be incredible. If you just wrote the whole Tarzan soundtrack, that'd be amazing.
oh my god! Look, Phil is absolutely incredible. He is the nicest human on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
I had probably one of the best days in my writing career. We wrote 2 songs. I'm getting ready. That's the one I'm going to go sing with Chris DiStefano. We wrote 2. We wrote one that's very much a Def Leppard song, and then we wrote one that's sort of Def Leppard, but like could live in the country lane as
Do
well.
they still play? So you could have a Def Leppard cut.
Yes, sir. It's
amazing.
possible. It's possible. We don't know.
It's a weird. That's a weird bucket list thing that I didn't know that I would want until I just heard you say it.
Yeah, I did not realize that was going to be on my 2023 checklist. But it was amazing, and I just had such a great experience with him. He's such a nice dude, super talented. But he sent us this back, and so it's the Stefano's scratch vocal.
Okay.
And I'm not going to give anything away, but I just want you to hear the solo.
I'm ready for it.
I mean, just insanity. Like, and this is like
When men were men and men wore spandex and guitar was king.
it's incredible, and I really hope I'm not going to get in trouble for
Well,
playing
if that
that.
song ever gets cut and you hear nothing, that is why.
Right. If you go
In the
back to
future.
if you're new here, if you listen to previous episodes and we're like, hey, we're about to leak this song, and then all of a sudden you heard nothing for 30 seconds,
That's
You know
because
what?
copyright.
Actually, I'm gonna do something I've never done before. Right now it's 17:51.
Yep.
Monsell, cut this from the video. We'll just edit that part out. Cut it. I don't want to play it. I don't have his permission.
Okay.
I was just so excited. I wanted to. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. We actually, for the first time, cut a section out because I don't have permission, but I was just so excited. I wanted Josh and Haley to hear it. So I'm
Something we
sorry
could have
that
done
you guys,
after the podcast.
I
but-
know. I'm sorry that you guys don't get to hear that. But
maybe if he gets permission.
look, I'm telling you right now, it's something that I am so overly excited about.
We need to not keep talking about it because
I know.
Let's
I'm
talk
sorry.
about the
All
thing
right,
that
all
you
right.
can't
Yeah,
hear.
that you can't hear, that we can't show
It
you on the
sounded
podcast.
so great. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. It's just that kind of day. It's fine. Let's go to sports.
Sports! Where do we start?
I miss that Ryan's not on this
I
podcast
wish he
right
was
now.
here. Oh, Ryan, we miss you so bad this week.
I hope you feel it wherever you are right now, Ryan. I hope you feel how much we miss you because right
know what?
now,
You know what I can feel is like the amount of just like who is talking about me right now that Ryan probably has because he knows deep down in his body that we are about to dunk all over what he perceived to be the best team in football. And
historic.
oh my God.
Historic team. A historic offense
Well,
that couldn't score as many points as the Chicago Bears or the Denver Broncos this week.
We don't need to talk about the Chicago Bears.
Historic. It's possible, Ryan, Miami, looking at you. It's possible, just throwing it out here, maybe you didn't play anyone very good for the first 3 games. And now all it took was a team playing two high safeties over Tyreek Hill to sort of, I don't know, stop that whole thing from happening.
Now Ryan is going to, let me sort of like emulate Ryan.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a lot of injuries. They were missing 3 cornerbacks. Jalen Waddle was out. Just a lot of hurt people. But you know what, Ryan? Hurt people.
Hurt people. The
Dolphins are not as good as you think they are. Oh my God, Ryan. Why is he not here this week?
Well, no, what's funny is like when we started sports and it was quiet for a second, I'm like, that's what it would have been like if Ryan was here, because he wouldn't have jumped in immediately. He would have avoided the whole conversation as long as he could. He can't defend
himself, and we are being so mean right now.
He didn't even start Tua in fantasy this week.
Weird. It's almost like he knew.
Huh. Interesting. That being said,
yeah. Shout out to the Bills.
Yeah, they played.
God,
they played amazing.
That first game that we saw from the Bills is not the Bills.
Yeah. Look, I've been saying this, and I would like to give a shout out to my Cowboys, 38-3. When you make Bill Belichick bench his starting quarterback because he looks that bad, it's pretty impressive. I am slightly concerned, speaking of injuries, about the Cowboys. We're down a cornerback. That guy played sorry, I don't want to say that guy. I need to name him. I need to put some respect on his name since he had a pick. Is it Bland? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
I don't know.
Stop.
You teed that one up. I was ready. I was ready to go.
Oh, I suck. Is that is his name? Yeah.
I think so.
It's Darren Bland. It was pretty incredible. Van Der Esch having the scoop and score, like our defense played lights out again. That is what the Dallas Cowboys are this year. It is
and
not.
And he scored
a
touchdown in the red zone.
Yeah, it is not the game that we saw last week against the Cardinals, but any given Sunday, right? Mm-hmm. So it can happen to anybody. Injuries suck. Miami Dolphins fans out there, I do feel bad for you because you do have a lot of injuries right now.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mostert.
But that offense that was so incredible against the Broncos. By the way, what does that say about the Bears?
It says the Bears are the worst team in the NFL. We are a laughingstock.
I bet on them. I bet on the Bears.
Remove us from the NFL. Our coach is a disaster. Our team is a disaster. And everyone's like, oh, we finally see some meat from Justin Fields against the Broncos. That's his second or third game in his whole career that he's had that many passing yards against the Broncos, and we still lost. Justin Fields ain't the answer. Fire our coach. Fire everybody in that organization.
Everyone that works there, just everyone.
Burn it down. I don't care. I honestly, Chase Claypool right now, what he's dealing with, I would be with him and not wanting to even show up, even though they're telling him not to show up. He's actually getting the benefit for not having to show up to these disasters because no one wants to play for the Bears. No one. They're literally, I know someone that plays for the Bears, and he was like, it's a disaster.
How about them Cowboys hook 'em horns? That's all I got to say.
So you bring up an interesting point, Haley. If the season ended today, which it's a long season, so these are very stupid conversations. But if it did, the Bears would have.
We're game 4 now,
yeah.
So like realistically, we're starting to see who teams are.
Correct. If the season ended right now, the Bears would have the number 1 and the number 2 pick, which would be Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr.
I'm okay with that.
That would,
but we still don't have a quarterback.
That would change a lot of things. No, that would give you your quarterback. That would change a lot of things.
I know it's still so hard coming in with a brand new quarterback when you still don't have a defense either.
Caleb Williams is that dude.
He's that dude. And I think also
Justin Fields.
Also, I mean, whatever you could get for Fields too, trading him somewhere. Get some defensive pieces back. Get a washer and dryer back. I don't know. Whatever.
I'm sorry, Justin Fields.
Whatever you want. He's
sure
a baller.
You're a
No,
very
he's so
nice dude.
and he was so good at Ohio State. So I don't want to
But
besmirch him that bad.
good God,
It does bring back something
it's
we talked
unfortunate.
we talked about a couple years ago on the podcast. What if the national champion from college had to play the worst team in the NFL and the winner got to be in the NFL?
Yes.
So the Bears got kicked out. They got demoted to college football, and Georgia was in the NFL right now.
They'd still look better than the Bears.
No,
It'd
that's
be-
not. First of all, that's not true.
Yes, it
Anyone
is.
that says that has not actually been on the field with those guys. And you, first of all, Jeremy would be embarrassed that you just said that and that you honestly believe it.
I do. Have you seen the Bears?
Georgia is not better than
They
the
just
Bears.
lost to a team that lost by 70.
Well, they lost by 50.
Well, you know what I mean. That lost 70 points.
Yeah, that math don't math. You want to talk about?
The Chiefs,
Yeah.
playing down to the New York Jets.
What do they do? What do we always tell people?
Do not bet the Chiefs to cover. I've said
Ever.
it. I've said it.
Ever.
If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. The Chiefs will never cover. I told this to one of the people on the crew who bets on football. I go, under no circumstances, take the Chiefs points. Never, 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 never. Eked out a victory over the New York Jets. Patrick Mahomes looked like absolute garbage for after the first quarter.
Dude, if not for Pacheco,
Thank God for Isaiah Pacheco. I will also say
biggest game of his career.
biggest game of his career, 153 all-purpose yards. I noticed something.
Uh-oh.
I noticed something at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
I've noticed it one other time. It did not go well that game either. And that was during pregame. I looked at Travis Kelce, and Travis Kelce looked hungover as F. Like, just he looked rough.
Really?
And the last time I saw him look like that was the morning of the Super Bowl in Tampa that we went to, where he had a terrible game. And I've been tracking this a little bit, with sports gambling and just, my overall fandom of the Chiefs. But anytime,
Where's the number?
1-800-BETS-OFF.
There.
That when players go to big markets, like in New York,
They tend to party?
they tend to party the night before. So maybe Travis, happy with his personal life, perhaps went out the night before.
I do. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, be very careful.
I'm not attacking the Swift Hive. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, Taylor Swift did not look like she did last
both
week.
Both of you
in
be
this
very
stand.
careful.
I'm not making a stance. I'm just saying the man looked I know what hungover looks like. I've looked in the mirror a couple times, been like, oof. And that man looked hungover. And it's easy to do in New York. It is.
No, that's one of the most beautiful places on the planet.
It's amazing. And
We love New York.
and shout out, I could go on a long list of my favorite speakeasies and all sorts of stuff in New York. It's amazing.
Yeah, come on.
It was just an interesting thing. And I looked at him and was like, uh-oh, this is not, it's going to be a tough one today.
I want to know why more people are ragging on Zach Wilson when he looks better than Justin Fields.
He did in that game, at least.
He at least has a win. He's won more games in a year than the Bears have.
Do you know who else has won more games than the Bears?
Every single other team in sports history.
In sports. Period.
No,
in the last year.
Me in our fantasy league.
Oh.
About to be 4-0 to start the season. Yes, for those of you that don't know,
My team did not come this year.
they didn't show up.
My team did not show up in fantasy
Much
this
like the
week.
Bears.
I feel like you tried to recreate the magic of last week, Haley, where you're starting Mostert and all these people, and you forgot that Mostert
It was
doesn't
not
really
very good.
It
Yeah.
doesn't really do much except for one game.
He's had a good couple of games, but yeah, no, he brought 5 points. Mixon brought 8 points. Atwell brought 7.
By the way,
Pitts
shout
brought 4.
out to being able to get Christian McCaffrey, who I ragged on because I was like, I'm gonna have to pick him. He's the obvious get at this point, and I've had him before when he got hurt, which still might happen in the season. But putting up 4 total touchdowns, 48.7 points.
It's a lot.
Well, it's okay when you need him most to win in the playoffs. He's going to be hurt.
That's only when you have him.
I was going to say the only person that needs to win in the playoffs that hasn't is you.
I've won in the playoffs, just not the very last round.
It's the only one that matters.
Yeah, so
Discount double check.
Yeah, Mr. 4-0, you just wait.
Okay.
I broke my streak. I'm now 1-3.
Yeah, what happened to your team?
Okay, first off, Ryan beat me by 1.5, okay, because of a Tyler Bass field goal, which just made me upset. And then Trevor Lawrence happened to me two of the weeks.
I had Trevor Lawrence in my other league.
Yeah. And so I started Anthony Richardson this week, who was incredible.
Oh,
so I feel much better about my life now. But I'm going to dig myself out. You watch. I have an easy schedule moving forward.
The worst part is that Ryan has 2 players that I have in my other league that I needed, and I whooped someone's butt in my other league. It was I just hate that's when you're part of multiple leagues. It sucks because you're like, damn, I need that player to go well in that league, but I need it to not go well in this other league.
By the way, shout out to Justin Nunley, who hung out after the People's Choice Country Awards, but 2 has already had all of his players play, and somehow against Stacy has a 5% chance of win probability because Stacy still has Graham Gano as his kicker. Which would have to mean that Graham Gano would like miss every field goal that he went for.
At least 3 of them.
Yep.
It's possible.
It could happen.
Cody Parkey?
Right. Also,
forget Parkey, Brett Maher.
Hey, come on, man. He's
man,
gone now.
I know, but that was 5 in a row.
I know.
How do you miss 5 in a row?
I know.
I just think that
you know the kicker for the Cowboys is?
He's a rookie, right?
He played in like the CFL.
Okay.
Or, no, not the CFL.
XFL?
No, the other one, the AFL.
AFL. The FL.
Yeah.
Fruity Loops.
The FL.
Fruity
Loops.
Fruity
Yes.
Loops Studio. Yes.
Yes, exactly. That's where you make your beats.
So no one's going to get that one.
This.
Jeez. Good work. Good work.
Oh, that was so dumb. Yeah, I have to say, when you look at the league, the actual standings, is Ryan going to win this week?
Yes.
Okay, so me and Ryan are both going to be 4-0.
Yes.
However, the points against me are 329. Ryan has 297.
Mm-hmm.
His points for are 403. Mine are 503.
Oh, yeah. No, he's squeaked out a couple wins.
There's been some questionable, like, oh, man, you stumbled into that one this week.
Yes. I should be 2-2 right now. Tyler Bass helped Ryan Bass. Stupid.
Little Bass on Bass.
Bass on Bass. Stupid.
The Dolphins lost. All right, let's go to the movie.
Hold on. Before we get there.
Wait.
NBA. Massive
yeah,
news.
hang on. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let me step back from the microphone and give the man to my left all of the time in the world that you want to talk about this, because I'm very interested to see what you have to say.
Ryan takes another L in the Damian Lillard sweepstakes, in which Damian Lillard is traded to the Milwaukee Bucks for a poo-poo platter of things and picks, which makes the Milwaukee Bucks
the prohibitive favorite?
Prohibitive favorite. They trade. It was for Drew Holiday and Grayson Allen and some picks. It makes them the favorite for 5 hours.
No, the NBA did do them a favor. You said it right.
I did. That's true.
That's Freudian a little bit there.
Until the Boston Celtics traded for Drew Holiday. And now the East is a very interesting mix, because on one hand, you have the Milwaukee Bucks, who have a 1-5 pick and roll that you have. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. If you double Giannis, you just left Damian Lillard
Wide
open
open.
from 3,
Dame time.
Dame time. If you try to switch it, you now have a point guard on Giannis who is going to eat his lunch. It's going to be very, 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 very interesting. On the flip side, you now have the Boston Celtics, 1 through 4 are the best defensive team in the NBA.
So I have a question for you.
Hit me.
Does this cause Giannis to re-up?
Yes. Yeah, he has 1 year left on his deal.
Yep.
I imagine they will get an extension done sometime in December, would be my guess.
Like right before the Christmas game.
Correct.
Almost like they planned it.
You know, who's scripting this stuff? I will say, and Ryan would defend and say, the Miami Heat's offer was just as good and they blah, blah, blah.
No. We talked about that. It
really was not. And Ryan...
Ryan, I'm so sorry that you're not here this week because you're just...
He's
taking all the L's this week.
This was the week. It's like he knew.
He knew.
Yeah.
He planned this.
If the Miami Heat offer of Tyler Hero plus a bunch of stuff was that good, another team would have Tyler Hero at this point. But they don't. So it's not that great. I will say, however, I have no inside knowledge of this. It's just something I thought of this morning, and it's got my wheels turning. Because James Harden is sitting out media day today for the Philadelphia 76ers. He wants to be traded. He does not want to play this year for that team. So I was thinking about who could trade for him and what they could trade. And I thought about the Miami Heat.
Oh, no.
Wait, listen to this. The contracts work. James Harden for Jimmy Butler. You reunite Butler with Embiid back at the 76ers. They loved playing with each other.
Ooh.
And now
Don't say it that way.
they loved playing with each other in basketball. And then you have James Harden with a bunch of 3-point shooters and Bam Adebayo, who's a rolling big. Like, both teams win.
I don't know.
It's insurance to make sure Embiid stays. It's really interesting. It just rolled through my head and I was like, I wonder if those contracts, oh my gosh, they work.
Put it in the trade machine.
Yep.
I do see what you're saying and how that could work. I think the issue is, when was the last time we saw a trade in which both teams succeeded actually occur? Yeah.
It's happened.
When? You can't remember, and you know the NBA like the back of your hand. So those teams don't want to make another team good. They want to feel like they fleeced or someone got fleeced.
Sure. If James, I mean, they'll say the 76ers got fleeced because they got James Harden. He is, let's say it's Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler for James Harden and
they'll
Maxey.
never give up Lowry and Butler. No way.
I mean, Lowry's 37 years old. This is, it makes basketball sense. It makes contract sense. It's insurance that Embiid doesn't leave for the Knicks.
I don't like that I agree with you.
I know. It's just one of those but there's always one of those head scratcher trades every year where you're like, huh, I didn't see that coming.
I mean, no one saw the one that just happened coming.
Exactly. We didn't think Bucks were on the radar for that.
No, not at all.
It could be interesting, and for the 76ers, it means Embiid stays. So just something, it probably won't happen. It's me speculating, but could be interesting. All right, that's it.
All right, let's go to movies. Movies. You want to take this one today? You can do the read?
Sure. Hold on.
I blindsided Josh with this. Normally it's me doing it.
The movie was a documentary this week called Three Identical Strangers from 2018. And it reads, identical triplets become separated at birth and adopted by three different families. Years later, their amazing reunion becomes a global sensation, but it also unearths an unimaginable secret that has radical repercussions.
It's rad, bro.
96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Universally loved on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, so
80% of Google users like this movie.
that's interesting to me because I noticed that this morning when I looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird that people didn't like it as much.
On Google versus
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
I mean, Haley, do you like documentaries?
It depends.
See, that's why.
All right.
If they're interesting, yes.
Yes.
By the way,
But-
you hit the spoiler button because that's the only way we can talk about it.
I recommend all of you go watch this if you did not, because this movie is...
Yeah, like honestly, if you have now watched this, jump about 10 minutes forward in the podcast. Ignore this entirely.
Hello?
Hi. Not yet. Yeah. Ryan's gone. He's gone. Yeah. That's a newsflash. Welcome, everyone. We got rid of Ryan. No, he's gone this week. He's got a thing. You want to be Ryan? You want to come sit down and be Ryan?
Do you want me to show you what I think?
Ryan. No, actually, I was just kidding. No.
Sports?
Don't be Ryan. No. I love you though.
Bye, Becky.
That was my mom.
Should I go get those?
Yeah, probably.
She looked a little disappointed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be probably why the people don't. Not everyone likes documentaries.
I mean, but who is out there just hating on documentaries other than Haley?
I don't hate on documentaries.
See, see, so much hate right now.
See?
I don't hate on documentaries. It just has to be.
I'm sorry, what are they called?
Documentaries.
I don't hate on documentaries. They just have to be ones that I'm interested in learning about.
How would you know unless you started watching more of them?
That by the subject.
All right. Anyway,
Watched a lot of murder documentaries.
see, well, actually, I feel like if she had seen this one, she would be more interested. Yeah, she
Yep.
didn't. She didn't watch it.
Of course not.
Okay, so but while she's gone, now you and I can just talk about this. 'Cause,
Wonderful.
It is so weirdly twisted by the end.
So there's two big twists in this movie.
The obvious one is that it's three identical brothers who all got adopted by different families, didn't know that they were triplets, and then
One went off to college where the other one had already been for a year and missed him, and they were calling him by the wrong name. Reconnected. Wonderful story. They're like, oh my gosh,
we're twins.
twins reunited after 19 years apart. And then the third saw it in the newspaper, was like, there's three of us.
Yeah.
Hi. It's a fascinating. So what they were separated at birth for a twin study.
Which that's the second twist.
That's the second twist. It's not just that they were separated at birth and they somehow reconnected, but they were purposely separated at birth and placed with families. Here's the next twist, that they had already placed an adopted daughter with. They wanted to ultimately learn about parenting styles,
Nature versus nurture.
nature versus nurture. So they put them in a working class family, a middle class family, and an upper class family, and see how the styles of parenting affected the children. And they studied them for years. Unbeknownst to them, the kids didn't really know. They just were like, oh, someone comes over and asks me questions and takes photos and video of me. And they told the parents that that was part of the deal of the adoption. We want to study adopted kids in their home life. And as it turns out, it was a very horrible study. And the worst part of it is it's a sealed study, and it's currently locked in the basement at Yale, where none of the twins or triplets or anyone is able to access this information. So they're part of it. They have no way of finding out what the actual point of any of this was.
Can't they do some sort of cease and assist without with it being involuntary?
It was voluntary. It was part of the adoption process. It was part of the paperwork that they were signed.
And it doesn't matter that they didn't sign the paperwork because they were children.
Okay,
So
but
there's
isn't
no
there
way for them
some
to
sort of
unseal it.
like false information of like tricking
No,
you?
you're talking about like a Freedom of Information Act request or something like that. That doesn't exist in this particular instance. Like there's no way for them to get to it. And although the study is done, they've never released the findings.
They've never released the findings. In fact, the findings are under seal until basically all of the subjects have passed away. That's when they'll finally be released. Maybe. We also said the same thing about the Warren Commission and all of the unheard testimony for the JFK assassination, and that stuff
Is still not.
is also, if anything has been released, it's been heavily redacted.
But hey, there's
and
aliens.
edited. But there's aliens, guys. Look, it's great. It's a fascinating movie. There's a lot of twists and turns.
It honestly, the one that got me was I sort of knew the setup. Mm-hmm. I did not see the second twist coming. I was like, whoa, that is really weird.
Because at that point you think, oh my God, it's terrible that they split up these triplets. It's terrible that they were never allowed to just be with each other and grow up together and have all of these things. And then you find out that the whole point was they were experimenting on them and trying to find out, like, not physically, but trying to find out, you know, the Freudian information about what it means to grow up under different families and different parenting styles. And it's really, it's dark, man. It goes from this very lighthearted documentary where you feel really good.
You're like, oh, this is amazing. They found each other after all these years.
Oh, they moved in with each other. They're all partying in New York. Oh, they started a business together where they're just like drinking vodka out of an ice luge and stuff. And it's great. And then all of a sudden you start to find out more of kind of how all of this happened.
And they go from happy young kids to very depressed adults.
Mm-hmm. Who are just looking for answers.
Yeah.
So,
and they're never going to get them.
Not unless something changes. So, you know, hopefully maybe they can take it to the Supreme Court or something and get it under.
So who's in charge of it right now then?
It's just sealed. And it's at Yale.
So here's the thing.
But someone has to unseal it at some point.
It was partially financed by the U.S. government.
Right, which is ridiculous.
Right. So they are the ones that have it under seal because ultimately, and this goes back to a bigger information, like if we knew all the things the government did or did not do, we would be horrified. So freedom of information laws happen and whistleblowers happen because they feel like the public need to be informed on what's going on. But a lot of information is suppressed and they suppress it until everyone has died. And then they can go, okay, well, hey, actually this happened. So, but like none of you can sue us anymore because you're all dead. So it's not a big deal. But like we did do this. It's kind of, it's not great.
This sounds like a job for Nicolas Cage. He needs to go steal.
You know, Nicolas Cage is just an actor, right?
He needs to go
Nicolas
steal.
Cage is not, in fact.
If he could
Ghost
steal
Rider.
the Declaration of Independence, he could steal these studies.
Oh.
He's just a guy.
He's just a man. Okay.
He is a man of many powers. Okay?
His name.
He was Superman.
You're looking for Benjamin Franklin Gates is what you're looking for.
Yeah, you're not looking for Nick Cage.
All right, so next week.
Yeah. So since it is officially
Spooky season.
I
I was waiting one more week. Yeah.
But since it is officially spooky season, should we do a Halloween film?
I'm not
Like
ready.
like actual Halloween or Halloween themed film?
Themed.
When's
Because
the
we already did Hocus Pocus.
When's
That's right.
that Saw movie coming out? The next one?
Saw 10 is out this week.
I don't want to watch that. I'll watch the new Poltergeist before or not Poltergeist.
Oh, no.
New Exorcist.
By the way, did I talk to you about this?
No.
Oh, who's
Have you
acting?
seen the trailer?
For Exorcist?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you notice who the mom is?
I did not pay attention.
Jennifer Nettles.
Huh.
No. Y'all ain't slipping that one by the goalie. Like, what the hell? They don't even make a point of addressing the fact that that's Jennifer Nettles in that movie.
Sounds like she should run. That's a Jennifer Nettles song. Thank you, everyone. I'm here all week.
Jesus.
You're lucky I haven't been doing Taylor Swift puns this entire time.
It's me. Hi.
I would throw something at you.
I'm the problem.
I know.
I'll throw one of these biscuits at you.
Haley, I know all too well. Thank you.
Told you I'm gonna throw a biscuit.
Who throws a biscuit? Honestly, that's a waste.
Who
That's a
throws
waste.
a biscuit.
That's a waste.
Honestly. By the way, my parents did make these, and this is homemade jam.
It's more specific. Your dad made homemade biscuits and homemade jam, and your mom's video said it'll be on TikTok later tonight, and she wanted us to try it.
I was going to call
Smells
out the
good.
old man. All right, Dad, you did good. What?
You ever watch chef reactions on Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of how I feel like this just went.
All right, old man, you did good.
Good job, Mike. So we doing Exorcist with Jennifer featuring Jennifer Nettles.
These are actually really good. Good job.
Good job by you.
Dip the other end so it's not double dipping.
Fandango. Let's see. What else is out? Ooh,
That's a good
That's what
question.
I was looking. Anyways, if you want to see the recipe for these biscuits, you can watch it on We Are Cooking Now. Shoot.
wow. Weren't you
Nailed the
guest,
dismount there.
Weren't you a guest on that show?
Yeah.
It's the now that gets me. We Are Cooking
Now.
with Becky, right?
Nailed it. There's Killers of the Flower Moon is coming out. Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie.
What if we did?
My favorite, Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour. I don't know. That's 2 weeks from now.
The Nun movie is out.
Dumb Money. Is that what
Oh, yeah, we should do that.
That's the one I want to see.
Dumb Money?
Dumb
Yes.
Money. Absolutely. I knew there was something out that we had not brought
You
up.
mentioned last week. You mentioned
That's
it,
the
you're
one
like,
about GameStop.
Yep.
I want to see that.
Yep.
Because that is really interesting.
I love it.
Dumb Money it is. In the theaters. The jam's really good.
That's
Yeah.
my jam.
My jam.
Okay,
Jelly.
let's go to the hot take.
How do we decide which one's which?
Hot take!
I have an
'Cause you
answer,
can't-
but I can't
yeah.
say it.
I almost said it and caught
I've got an
myself.
answer, but I can't say it. I'll tell you as soon as the camera's.
Hey, did you give a rundown? You didn't.
I did not.
We're flying blind right now.
We are flying blind, and because I'm getting ready to loop back to this glorious thing right here, which is what is the best flavor of jam or jelly?
Well, which one's which?
What does Google say?
I'll tell you at the end.
While jam uses the whole fruit, jelly calls for just the essence. That's what it says.
Jesus Christ.
That doesn't really make it.
Oh, okay.
Jelly is made
Anyway.
of the fruit juice. Jam uses the whole thing.
Yeah. So.
All right, so jam
what
or
is-
jelly? What do you
What is
prefer?
the best
I thought
flavor?
this one was mustard this week.
You know what? We were going to do mustard. Do you want to default to that?
I'm indifferent.
You're indifferent?
Yeah.
Okay, let's wait for mustard until Ryan's back. That way, because there's, in my opinion, there's only two right answers to this.
Great.
No. Strawberry. What did we
I
have?
said great, first
Oh.
off.
I thought you said grape. I'm not
I
going to
thought
lie.
you said grape.
It's because the answer is grape jelly. So
Okay, well, so here's the thing. I said there's only two right answers because I expected both of you guys to pick grape or strawberry.
yep.
I'm going to get more specific, and I'm going to say grape jam. Or, geez, strawberry jam.
Someone just send her home.
You said the quiet part out loud. Thank you guys again for listening to The Quad with Chris Young. As always, I am Chris. No, I don't have to pick. We're going to let the audience pick. You have two options, strawberry or grape. Go to the poll, vote. As always, we love you guys. See you next week. And right.